An engineering company that began life in a village blacksmith's has just opened a new £5 million plant. 44 years ago, Caunton Engineering Limited started as a two-man operation.
Well, now the Nottinghamshire company employs more than 200 people. It has a fully fledged apprenticeship scheme and a turnover of £40 million. Phil Brewster reports.
The phrase "mighty oaks from little acorns grow" could have been written for Caunton Engineering Limited. Today it's a thriving multi-million-pound business. But scroll back to 1970 and it was a very different setup. Back then this was the company's HQ, a 330-year-old blacksmith forge in the Nottinghamshire village of Caunton. David Bingham was Caunton Engineering's co-founder and recalls the first few weeks and months being something of a steep learning curve.
We knew nothing about structural steel, and to be honest, I used to drive around and find a building which looked like the one that we were trying to sell and copy it. I just used to measure it up, everything, the steel sheets and everything, and make a drawing, and then we drew it on the floor, laid the steel on top and made it.
Back then it was a two-man operation with a turnover of around £25,000. Today the company's turnover is almost £50 million, employs more than 250 people, and has designed, manufactured and built steel frames for projects all over the UK, including the Leicester Tigers' new North Stand and stadia for the London 2012 Olympics. In 1970, David Bingham's son Simon was just a small child. This is him with the blonde curly hair. Fast forward 44 years and he's the company's managing director. Today he oversaw the opening of a new £5 million steel assembly plant at Moorgreen. Dubbed the Cut Shack, it'll also create 20 new jobs.
We're embedded in the local community. We draw our apprentices from the local schools, and most of our employees are local people, so it is very good for them to actually be able to walk around what we build.
I basically retired in 2002. My son and daughter took over, and they've travelled the company even through a 6-year recession.
So the apprentice has become the masters, is that what it is?
Absolutely. Yeah, he always was the master. He's always got a lot to say.
10 years ago, the company also set up an apprenticeship scheme, including its first female apprentice, who says she wasn't deterred by being the only woman on the shop floor.
If it did, then I wouldn't be studying it, but I think it does put a lot of people off, and until women are prepared to go and put the effort in and to say, no, I'm here, I'm doing this job, it will be something that people are always going to think.
Caunton Engineering says it has plans to expand further and become a global exporter. Not bad for a company built on the foundations of one small blacksmith's forge. Phil Brewster, ITV News, Nottinghamshire.
No, the future certainly looks bright for them, doesn't it? Now, in a moment, we'll be taking a look at the